Good morning. Today on Spotlight, a good news business story coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. How many times have you heard about businesses being destroyed because of the virus? Well, this is a slightly different situation. Today on Spotlight, we'll introduce you to Claude Booker. He is co-founder of Simply Southern Sides. And had it not been for the pandemic, he may not be singing the success he is singing today. He'll be my guest today on Spotlight. And later on our Sunday morning program, I'll introduce you to a very exciting exhibit coming up in Midtown Detroit. It's Sunday, September the 5th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Mr. Booker of Simply Southern Sides, thanks for joining me today on Spotlight. You're doing okay?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Chuck.
It is an absolute pleasure. I've been looking forward to this because I've been hearing an awful lot about you. Take me back a year ago, a little over a year ago. Where was Claude Booker and his business?
I was panicking.
As an understatement, right?
That's an understatement. My core business, Chuck, is we provide food for buffets and steam tables. And that business was decimated as a direct result of the pandemic, and every buffet and steam table shut down. And so I was panicking. That's what I was doing and figuring out how in the world was I going to survive and pivot in a pandemic.
And I read that 90% of your business went into the tanks with COVID-19. Is that correct?
That's correct. Everything except for my military business at Fort Benning, Georgia, was gone. The soldiers still had to eat.
Yeah, we got to feed those troops without a doubt. All right. You faced a crisis. You're now out of the crisis. Tell us what you did and why you did it.
So, honestly, all I had one option, and that was to fall down on my knees and put faith in God. And of course, leveraging my culinary background and my business experience and getting my wife, who's my partner, to not panic in the midst of the storm, which she didn't. We pivoted and we created Pantry Ready Seasonings, which is the brand Booker Sofu starters. And because everybody, Chuck, was eating at home, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it was a blessing. And we went from creating that product in 9 months to being in over 1,000 retailers. So I tell everybody that can only be God helping with something like that, to go from creation to be in 1,000 stores in the midst of a storm.
Sure. Your specialty is seasoning for soul foods that people can go into the store and buy. Like you said, if there's one thing that didn't stop during the pandemic, it was that people continued to eat, and they were either getting carry-out, takeouts to go, or they were preparing their food at home and probably cooking more than they ever cooked perhaps in their life, but certainly in many, many years. So you found a niche out of, as my grandmother used to say, out of that cloud storm, you found a silver lining.
We did. And so to your point, folks were cooking at home. And so I thought about, being an old Southern boy from South Carolina, I thought about that traditional plate in the South as, 3 sides. We call it a meat and three. Your meat, 3 sides, and a dessert. So we created 4 items. We created a easy way for folks to make peach cobbler. And all you have to do is just simple ingredients. We put all the magic in that seasoning mix. And then I had to create, Chuck, a mac and cheese,
You got to do the mac and cheese.
I had to do that. So you live and die by that custard, which is the eggs, milk, and all that.
Yeah.
So we created that where all you had to do was add water. No guessing, and just add a few ingredients. And then we created collard greens, which we put the chicken in it. We put the apple cider vinegar, all the love. And that last item to finish that plate, we said, let's make a seasoning mix to simplify candied yams. So that was the core that we created, and it was a hit.
Well, there's nothing worse than somebody trying to make my grandmother's style soul food and messing it up with the seasoning by not either putting too much or too little or not the right type of seasonings. So this makes it pretty darn easy for people. And that's been a staple of the African American community for generations, but it is certainly spread, and people of all different races, ethnicities enjoy that type of food.
That is so correct. And a lot of people honestly say, Booker, I don't know if America's, particularly white America, is ready for soul food at home. And I said, no, they are. And to prove it, what a blessing. So Myers, shout out to Myers. Myers was the first company to say, we think this is innovative. We think it's unique. It speaks to a lot of people. And you know what? We're going to put you on every single shelf. And so Myers saw it. They embraced the diversity. And Myers gave us our first opportunity to introduce it to the world.
So would it be safe to say that Myers, which is based right here in Michigan, over on the west side of the state, wonderful family, and they do an awful lot for not just the state of Michigan, but other states as well, but they certainly have given an awful lot to this state. Would it be safe to say that they saved you?
I will say that, and shout out to Stop and Shop as well, because right after Myers, Stop and Shop, because they both were on this thing that allowed Black businesses to come and introduce, which was a wonderful opportunity that a company called Range Me did this platform.
Increasing their commitment to diversity from a business standpoint and customers.
Yes, and Myers was such a blessing that they saved me, that Myers said, we were going to bring you in October. Booker, we've changed our mind. Are you ready? We're bringing you in 4 months earlier.
Wow.
And, I can't say enough about Myers.
So from the conception of the idea that you and your wife had to getting it ready to be on the shelves at Myers, how many months?
9 months.
9 months.
9 months, and it's an incredible story. And Chuck, I've been doing this for 13 years. Different style of business, but still going to retailers and food service. Mm-hmm. And nothing has ever worked like this. So that's what I tell everybody, that God is good, but you also have to have partners. And Myers just came in super to say, we're not only are we committed to diversity, we're going to focus on Black indigenous people. And not every major billion-dollar company will go that far, and Myers did, and it was amazing. And now everybody's kind of doing it now, but Myers definitely was one of the first to say, we're doing it. Whether you think it's right or wrong, we know it's needed, and we're making the commitment. And then all the stuff, with, George Floyd and all that was going on. Sure. And it was just a blessing.
All right, we need to take a little break. Nice shout out to Myers. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about how successful you've become in such a short period of time, because you're in more than Myers. We'll just tease that for a second. We'll come right back, talk about other places that you can get this product, and also some of the community and education initiatives that you're involved in. We'll be right back with Claude Booker right after this. And welcome back to Spotlight. I'm talking to Claude Booker. He is a co-founder of Simply Southern Sides, and the brand that he has created is called Soul Food Starters. All right, Myers sort of lifted you up and pulled you out from the dungeons in a business sense, but a good idea is something that other people want to become a part of. You're now also in Kroger's?
Yes, so what wound up happening, Kroger's did this program called the Kroger's Go Fresh Accelerator Program, where 1,000 founders applied. Mm-hmm. And they whittled it down to 15, and we were selected as one of the winners. It's amazing. So we could be as little as 600 stores to potentially 2,800 stores.
Wow, you're rolling right now. All right, and then I also understand that other people are getting involved. Let me see, Pearl Rock Partners, Green Mountains, which is part of the Keurig, also Coca-Cola. Everybody's coming at you.
Yeah, so the wonderful thing about that program is out of the 5 companies chosen, and all 15, Chuck, were just incredible brands. But 4 of the 5 were all minority companies. And that in itself was a blessing. And so to get the coaching from, these incredible CEOs and then Kroger's, we just feel like we can't help but excel. And so we're excited about that.
Mr. Booker, a lot is coming at you quickly. You're having to grow to be able to meet the demand of those who want to have you in their stores. Talk a little bit about how you were prepared for this, because they oftentimes say you never know when a blessing is coming around the corner or success is coming, but you have to always be ready and you have to always be prepared. You have an education background. Talk a little bit about your background and why you were ready for this.
Yeah, so I have a culinary background, and I have a background in master's in business. And I have been in this industry, gosh, for over 26 years. But I often joke that, I've been waiting on my Job blessing, and it's coming. And so what I did was I started meeting with a lot of these talented agencies like the food broker companies. And I said I wasn't going to go to a little. I was going to go to the big ones. Even if you don't like me, you're going to see that I'm going to do great things. And so we wound up putting a great nucleus around us to be able to be ready for that growth. And it exploded. Before Kroger's comes on board, we will have been in over 1,000 brick and mortar stores in less than 9 months.
You also sell this product online, so you're not, people can physically walk into these various stores, these big box stores, and get it, but they can also go to their computer and order it. And you also do little tutorials to be able to show people how to use your product so that they don't screw up the mac and cheese, right?
That's right. That's right. So we know that e-commerce is big, and we may not be in every retailer. So we wanted to be able to go direct to your house. So we were blessed to put in our own fulfillment center to be able to ship products to wherever. If you're in Alaska, we can get it to you.
Soul food in Alaska, I love it. I want to see that. But there are a lot of troops there, so I'm sure they enjoy that as well. You're from Spartanburg, South Carolina originally. But you also have created a foundation that I guess is based there, if I'm reading this correctly, but it benefits African-American kids from all over the country. What's that?
That's correct. So it's the Booker Sofu Starters Education Fund. And so for every single purchase that a person makes, we accrue monies to go in that fund. And I'm from rural South Carolina, as you mentioned. And so, but the oldest foundation in South Carolina is in my hometown of Spartanburg. So we house our fund in the Spartanburg County Foundation. And just last week, we actually awarded our first grant. We gave $5,000 to the Omegas of Spartanburg that do scholarships in my small town there. And we were so pleased to do it. And it's our goal by the end of this calendar year to do at least 25,000 or more to scholarships and foundations and folks throughout the country. And definitely we're looking for the right organization in Michigan because of all the great support we've gotten from Myers.
Sure. Your distribution center is in Ohio, right outside Cleveland there. What have you had to do in a short period of time to make sure that you can, 5 years from now, if I talk to you, you won't tell me, okay, we couldn't meet the demand and we had to close up the business. that you're able to grow along with this demand? You've had to hire more people, spread out facilities, marketing?
Yeah. So we actually had to put in another line, which we're super excited about. So we put in another line to help us with our throughput because the orders are just coming in tremendous amounts. And then we didn't expect to keep onboarding these customers, like Sam's is coming on board. Stop and Shop, which is in New England, came on board, and that was 450 stores. And then Cost Plus. So by the end of this calendar year, another 800 to 900 stores will come on board, not counting what's going to happen with Kroger's. So we made an investment and put in the machinery to be able to keep up with the demand. And it was $100,000+ to make that investment.
You also have a vegan brand of this because that's becoming increasingly popular as people are conscious about their health and not having meats, and you're also watching sodium and sugar and all of these things that from a health conscious standpoint people are looking at when they read labels in the stores.
Yeah, so vegan is probably one of the hottest trends, anything that can be plant-based. So we wanted to make sure that we were relevant. So we created a mac and cheese vegan mix. Traditionally, you have to take a blender with carrots and all of that. We made it where you didn't have to do all that. You just add your favorite, plant-based milk, and you've got the base. And we created a vegan collard green that's got just as much love as the real deal, right, and it's with the candy yams.
You can't put the ham hock in there, though.
That's right.
You got to season it with something else.
That's right.
All right. We're going to take one more real quick break, come back and do a real quick final segment. We'll be right back with Claude Booker. Stay with us.
My name is Booker, and I am the creator of Booker's Soul Food Starters. We're a brand of pantry-ready, all-natural, clean-labeled seasoning mixes that are complete. When we say complete, we mean all the essential ingredients are in each of the mixes to ensure you have a great finished dish. Our lineup includes collard green seasoning mix, peach cobbler filling mix, candy yam seasoning mix, and my very, very favorite, our macaroni and cheese seasoning mix.
Mr. Booker, what do you see as your future of this company for you and your wife?
We actually see that we're going to be a brand that inspires other African Americans to be makers. Too often we're consumers. I mean, our buying power is 1.8 trillion. And I think it's time for us to show the world that we've got an incredible cuisine, in our culture. And it's my goal to inspire folks to be makers. But I believe that we will probably, when I leave this world, we'll be in every grocery store in America. You're talking about brick and mortar, probably 40 or 50,000. But the thing I'm excited about it is we would have assisted so many African-American students in their path for higher education.
Sure.
That'll be the legacy I'll be proud
of. The pandemic has been devastating for so many families and so many people in so many cities and countries. And usually when the word is mentioned, it doesn't bring a smile to people's face in any way, shape, or form. But out of this pandemic came something good for you. Had it not been for the pandemic, do you think you would be where you are today?
I don't think so. I don't think that this would have got created. But, Chuck, I didn't know that I could bend as much as I bent either without breaking. and so
what's the lesson if young entrepreneurs are watching this and they have an idea, what's your message to them based upon your experience out of this situation?
Whatever your story, and we all have a story, only you can tell it, and tell your authentic brand story, because you are your brand. And if you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to believe in it. And don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything. There's enough dream killers out there. Follow your dream, follow your passion, and don't give up. that's what I would tell them.
Final question, take you back to Spartanburg, South Carolina as a little boy. Your grandmother, who you learned a lot of this cooking stuff from as you were trying to hunt and other things like that. If she could see this success today, what do you think she'd say?
She'd be proud. You know, Chuck, we just buried my grandmother this past Sunday, and she was 102 months old.
Wow.
And they called me Pokey, and she called me Pokey. And she would say, Pokey, I'm so proud of you, because I love to cook. And she taught me to make everything from chow chow to bread and butter pickles to frying okra. So she would be proud.
All right.
And she's proud.
Indeed she would, and you just made me real hungry. So we better wrap this interview up so I can go get some soul food. Claude Booker, thank you so much for joining us today on Spotlight. Best of luck with all that you're doing, and we appreciate what you're doing in terms of giving back, in terms of education, along with all the food product stuff.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to tell our story.
All right, we'll do, and we'll stay in touch with you.
All right.
All right. And when Spotlight returns, we'll tell you about a very important exhibition coming to the city of Detroit, the Midtown area in particular, honoring one of our very own, the great artist, Shirley Woodson. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And finally today, an upcoming community reminder you don't want to miss. On Friday, September 24th at 6 p.m., the Detroit Artist Market will premiere a Sure to Please exhibit. It's called Shirley Woodson, Why Do I Delight? The show is the largest survey of Shirley's work to date, and it's a nice compliment to her being named this year's Kresge Eminent Artist. Shirley's career in Detroit arts and education spans over 60 years, and her work is represented in art collections across America, including our hometown museum, the DIA. Her exhibition will be on display until October 23rd, and it is curated by Leslie Graves. For more information, call 313-832-8540 or go to their website, DetroitArtistMarket.org. I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more newsmakers in the spotlight. We hope you have a great week.